That's it, but what's new? I want to talk about what's new a little bit. Because in the past 2 years, some things are new, and I want to talk mainly about emails and texting because that's the newest thing that's out, and definitely wasn't the last time I was here. Breaches are bad, get an attorney. That one's pretty easy. You want to take on HIPAA cases? Side business? Yeah.
Joe, on the accidental breach, you still have the same penalties? You know, the
Yeah.
lost tape back up.
Yeah.
Your car
Okay.
got stolen while you were at the store.
Yeah, wait, point number 3, okay? Point number 3 is the answer, okay? Because it was very ambiguous what a breach was up to a point in time. Just this last year, OIG came out and said, if your stuff is properly encrypted, it is no longer a breach. So it is truly a total get out of jail free card. So you have a laptop, you leave it, your stuff was encrypted, then that is no longer considered a breach. Now, we can all sit here and go, that's laughable, because I know 15-year-olds that can break through any encryption system out there. So that's not safety. But the government's given us that get out of jail free card. So you got to encrypt your stuff, bottom line. Got to be encrypted. Backup tapes, instruments of the devil, I've already said that, okay. Patients can now direct their own insurance. Craig's talking about insurance, talking about who really, you know, am I going to bill this to IMED, am I going to bill this to Cigna? Several of his slides over and over said you got to think about what the patient wants. Well, that kind of gets back to that happy patient thing again. I've sat through lectures, and Craig has too, about when the patient comes in, I don't give a rat's what they want. I want to bill it to, that's a really dangerous position to get into, in my opinion. Really dangerous position to get into. You've got to take a little bit into account what your patient wants. Now, obviously, they come in and say, I want a pair of glasses, and they have a 180-degree retinal detachment. The discussion is yours at that point. But they have a little dry eye, and you want to turn it medical, you're just asking for it. Just asking for it. Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. And we are aggressive billers.
Yes.
Aggressive billers. Okay. So, government says electronic format is it. What does that mean? They have now come out and said if a patient wants their medical record, you are obligated to give it to them in an electronic format. What does that mean? That means secured email, that means on a flash drive, that means anything but a wad of paper. And that's what everybody's still doing is here, print it all out, here it is. Government's basically said that is a last resort release. You have to actually go through the whole process with your patient of, we want to give it to you through our secure email system, we want to give it to you on a flash drive, and they go, no, I don't want any of that, I want a piece of paper, fine. But that's what the government says your obligation is at this point. So that's kind of that stuff. That's that stuff. I want to talk a little bit about marketing, because some of y'all are probably doing marketing. Don't be misled. I've heard these lectures as well. HIPAA doesn't allow you to market. That's not true. What HIPAA said is we have to be very careful about marketing that promotes a third-party product where you are paid to market it. That's what HIPAA said. And so, perfect example. If we'll pick on Cooper, who's obviously a great sponsor of SNAP, so we can pick on them. No, let's not do that. Let's pick on somebody that's not a sponsor. Who turns you down? Anybody else?
Nobody.
Nobody turns Lisa down. Okay. Optometric Business Solutions comes to you and says, I will pay you money if you put an ad about me in your newsletter to your patient. That is what HIPAA is talking about as a violation. Because you are making money off promoting a third-party product to your patients. Now, that was the blanket rule, and then they immediately came out and said, there's got to be exceptions. Always has to be exceptions. So there are 6 exceptions to this rule. The first one, and some of them are kind of comical. The first one says if you didn't get paid, was like, well, really, that's kind of what the whole rule said. But it says if you didn't get paid for promoting a third party, so you can put an ad about me in your newsletter. I don't pay you anything. That's perfectly legal. Okay. Number two, you're promoting general information. So in your newsletter, you say, dry eyes are really bad in Colorado. We have great products for dry eyes in our practice. That's general information. That's perfectly legal. Where you get in trouble is to say, oh, and by the way, XYZ company has the best dry eye contact lens on the market, and XYZ company paid you to say that. That's illegal.
Can you say that they don't pay you? Can you say that they don't pay you?
Yes. As long as you're not paid, because that's exception number 1. Exception number 1,
say
you
what
didn't
you
get
want.
paid. Say whatever you want.
Okay.
Say whatever you want. Okay. You can advertise the government. I don't understand that one. I've read it and read it. I still don't understand it, but you are perfectly free to advertise the government to your patients. No idea what that means. Communication is face-to-face. They wanted to make sure that this is communication, guys. This is something you're sending to your patients. It has nothing to do with you or your doctor's communications with patients inside the office. You are free to say whatever you want to say. This is something you're sending out. Okay? The last one is very, very tricky. And I'll give you the example that explains it. You're treating glaucoma, hopefully. Okay? You are putting them on Travatan Z. Alcon makes a new formulation of Travatan Z that does not produce redness. And you want to tell all your patients about it. And Alcon wants to help you do that. That is legal under the marketing rules. Because you're only telling that to people that are already using the product. It's tricky, okay? The problem is you violated the patient's privacy. Because the minute you send out a communication to your patient saying, "Dear glaucoma patient, Mrs. Jones, you just violated Mrs. Jones' privacy," by telling the world she has glaucoma. So this is a very tricky one. Do not do this without consultation with somebody that really knows HIPAA. It's very, very tricky. All right, this is what I said I want to talk the most about, because this is all 2014 information. We've waited and waited and waited for them to come out and say, give us the rules about texting our patients, emailing our patients, et cetera, et cetera. Now, how many people are doing something like that right now in their practice? Okay, so everyone needs to listen, because the rules are not out. The rules are out, but they're very vague. So we'll try to make them as clear as we possibly can. Tons of stuff. If you want to go read, just go to ocr.gov and look up, and just go to HIPAA and look up the new texting and email rules, and you can read ad nauseum, and you'll know about as much as when you open the website, because you can't understand what they're saying. So, first thing they said was, we're going to tell you what safe transmission is. Well, they actually did. They went in and they ranked all the ways we communicate with our patients and said, this is the order in which we say is safe to not safe. And this is what they came out with. Now, they did it on their evaluations and how they did it, but number one is secure patient portal. Look, here's the bottom line. That's where it all has to go. They're going to force everyone to a secure patient portal system. How many have, how many of y'all have my chart? For, like, if you have an internal medicine doc or something, you go to them, you have something called MyChart. Yeah, MyChart, Epic is the #1 EHR in medicine. You know, we have how many EHR systems in optometry? Okay, 80% of the market in medicine has one EHR, it's called Epic. Epic has a patient portal called MyChart. And so I have a username and password. I can log into MyChart. I can get all the information I want. They can send me secure messages out of MyChart. That's where it's going. That's where everyone's going to have to go to be secure. Government's going to mandate it. So just start looking at your EHR now. If you know, most of your good EHRs already have this. You just have to unlock it. It's there. You just need to use it. All right. Number 2, secured email and text services. So this is Solution Reach and others. Okay? It's a secure system that's encrypted, and you can communicate back and forth to patients by those links. Now, you see where it says just stop?